Okay, let's take a look at this das Plusquamperfekt, or the past perfect tense, which is a grammar structure of in your textbook in chapter 8a1, Lektion 8a1. And before we start with Plusquamperfekt, let's just review the tenses we covered before in our classes. We start with the present tense or presens. I will give you a simple sentence. Der Zug fährt ab. So the train departs, the train leaves. This sentence is written in the present tense. Another sentence I will give you is Ich komme am Bahnsteig an, which means I arrive at the platform. So, and this sentence is written in the present tense as well. So that's presence. We can identify it when we take a look at the verb in the sentences. So in both cases, we see that the verb is in agreement with the subject, and the form of the verb which we use is the present tense form. So if we imagine our life as a timeline, and we have a 0 point, which is contemporary times of present tense, and from our timeline shows that we move from past to the future. So the part of the timeline on the right side is the future we move to, and what we passed already, this is the past time, and we'll never be able to come back to this time. So, and of course, we are able to describe different events which are taking place right now in the present tense, or which will take place in the future, or which already take place in the past. And for both the sentences, both activities are taking place right now. So the train is departing and I'm coming. So the sentences are written in the present tense. Let us review the simple past. The simple past tense refer to a past events. Der Zug fuhr ab. So this sentence is written in the simple past. So we call simple past simple because we simply just change the form of the main verb of a sentence. So instead of saying fährt, we change the form to fuhr. Der Zug fuhr ab. And now we see that this action took place in the past. The second sentence we used before, I arrive at the platform. Now I have Ich kam am Bahnsteig an. That means I arrived at the platform. Again, this is a simple past sentence, and the action took place in the past. So I arrived in the past at the platform. So you remember the perfect tense we covered I think in chapter 6, in chapter 5, 5a and 5b. So in the perfect tense sentence, we have to use two different verbs. We use a helping verb, so auxiliary verb, plus we change our main verb into a past participle form, which is always used at the end. So what is I highlighted red, this is the perfect tense construction. Der Zug ist abgefahren. So the train has left. So this is the perfect tense sentence. And again, we talk about past, something which took place in the past. Und ich bin am Bahnsteig angekommen. So I arrived, I arrived at the platform. Again, this sentence is in the perfect tense. Auxiliary verb is ich bin, and past participle angekommen is used at the end. Again, what we're doing here, we describe the action which took place in the past. Okay, now let's summarize it. So der Zug fährt ab. We describe what is happening right now. Der Zug fuhr ab. Oder der Zug ist abgefahren. So we described an activity, an action which took place in the past. We use two different options. One option is the simple past, another option is the perfect tense. The same with another sentence. Ich komme am Bahnsteig an. So we describe what is happening right now. Ich kam am Bahnsteig an. Ich bin am Bahnsteig angekommen. Both sentences represent the past, so it happened in the past. So again, we use two options how to describe. We use the simple past sentence, and we can use the perfect tense sentence. Okay. Now imagine the situation when we have to we have to explain something which took place in the past, but we have to refer in our sentence to a past event that occurred before another event in the past. So we remember the train had already left and I arrived at the platform. So both actions took place in the past, but one action took place before another action in the past. So how can we how can we say it in a German sentence? And we will create something like that. Der Zug war schon abgefahren, als ich am Bahnsteig ankam. So in this long sentence, in this compound sentence, we use two different options together. We use this such called the past perfect tense, war abgefahren. So this is the option when we describe a past event that occurred before another past event. And then we use the simple past form ankam. You remember we mentioned it before in our examples. So let's analyze this sentence. Let's analyze the option. How can we create the past perfect tense constructions? We have to go from the perfect tense. So in the perfect tense, der Zug ist abgefahren. You remember we use an auxiliary verb, ist plus past participle, which is at the end, always at the end, and we never change it. So when we create, so this is the perfect tense sentence. So when we create the past perfect tense sentence, only what we have to do, we have to change our auxiliary verb. So instead of using the present tense form of the verb to be, so ist, we change it into the simple past tense form war. Now our sentence now is der Zug war abgefahren. This is the Plusquamperfekt or the past perfect tense sentence. Now, from this point, you can tell me, oh, wait a minute. We know that in the German language, we actually use two different helping verbs, and another helping verb is the verb to have. You remember, we can say, for example, ich habe den Film gesehen oder ich habe das gelesen, das Buch gelesen. So how do we use the verb to have when we create a past perfect tense sentence? I mean, nothing is difficult here at all. Look, I found in your guys' textbook this sentence. Stefan hat nie Artischocken gegessen. So Stephen never ate artichokes before. So we use here definitely the perfect tense construction, present perfect tense construction, when our auxiliary verb is hat. Stefan hat. And gegessen is a past participle which we always use at the end. So this is the perfect tense sentence. How do we create the past perfect sentence? Only what we have to do, we have to change our auxiliary verb again from the present tense form to the simple past form. Stefan hatte nie Artischocken gegessen. So this is our Plusquamperfekt sentence, the past perfect tense sentence. Let's analyze another example. Sie sind ins Museum gegangen, nachdem sie getankt hatten. Okay, let's imagine our timeline. What happened here? So they went to museum, but after they filled the car. So here, this is the situation when, let's say, couple. In the past, they went to museum, but what they did before they filled the car. So that means the car, so the activity with car was the activity number one in the past. So it occurred before another action, before they went to museum. So they went to museum is the second action, so which happened after. So how do we represent it in the sentence now? Sie sind ins Museum gegangen, nachdem sie getankt hatten. So look, first action, first what they did in the past, so the fuel, the car, is now red coded. I highlighted it red, and you see that I use the past perfect tense, getankt hatten. And another action which took place after that, I use the perfect tense, the present perfect tense sentence, Sie sind ins Museum gegangen. So we use Plusquamperfekt and we use the perfect tense sentence.